people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan. In today's video, we are going to be going over my April book of the month selections. No, my April book of the month predictions. So these are all the books that I predict that book of the month will select in April. I love doing these videos. They are so much fun because honestly, especially with the past 2 months, I have just been working crazy and I haven't been reading that much. And book of the month is just my highlight. It is the highlight doing these videos. It is the highlight ordering my books, seeing the selections, and then getting them in the mail. Like, I love it all. So yeah, let's get into it. And I think book of the month is now starting to like consistently do 2 in-app hints because they did that last week. And I think they're also doing that again this week as well. Not this week, but this month as well, because they had 2 graphics up and I'm pretty sure we got a reference to 3 books, which maybe if they gave us a reference to 3 books, that means they'll have more than 5 selections. I don't know. We shall see. But yeah, let's just get started. So the first like hint that they had kind of this month was this. So you have the flower, we have these little lines, we have these stars, and I think this in-app hint is a reference to 2 separate books. The first one being Romantic Comedy by Curtis Sittenfeld. So in this book, you're following our main character, Sally, and she is a TV show writer, and it seems like the TV show she works for is called The Night Owls. It's very similar to Saturday Night Live. It's a comedy sketch show that takes place every Saturday, and one of her writer friends on the show is just kind of this average looking guy, and he starts dating this like actress supermodel that came and was a guest host on the show. Again, guest host, like, sounds super SNL. And he starts dating this like super beautiful woman. So she makes a sketch basically kind of making fun of the idea that average looking men dating beautiful women, no one bats an eyelash, but like an average looking woman, no drop dead gorgeous man is going to date an average looking woman. Gorgeous woman will date an average man, but a gorgeous man won't date an average woman. That's basically what I'm trying to say, and that's what she's saying, and that's what she made a sketch about. But then enters the guy Noah, and he is an actor, and maybe he's a model, I don't know, but he's portrayed as being very attractive, and sparks are flying between them. But she's like, wait, no, like, I'm too average, he's super attractive, it's not gonna work, this isn't a romantic comedy. Or is it? So yeah, it's just a cute little love story. It just seems like a lighthearted, fun romance book, and this is definitely one I would select. First of all, just based on the cover, because I'm obsessed with it, but also on the premise, it just sounds really cute, and I love a good romance set in kind of like a Hollywood TV show setting as well. So like, yeah, this kind of has everything up my alley. And the other book that I think this is a reference to is The Haunting of Alejandra by V. Castro, because look at that flower, look at the rose, and then look at this cover. Okay, like, it's too similar, okay? So I'm hoping it's a double him because I also really want to read this one as well. And this one says, a woman is haunted by Mexican folk demon La Llorona as she unravels the dark secrets of her family history in this ravaging and provocative horror novel. So we have a fantasy horror novel and a romantic comedy in one hint. I think so. So yeah, this cover is just stunning, and I would be down to read it just based on the cover of this book because look at it. And then this morning they released another in-app hint that looks like this, which is very similar, dare I say identical to the cover of Adelaide by Genevieve Wheeler. So in this book, you're following Adelaide, who's in her 20s, and she falls in love with a man named Rory, and basically it's just kind of about their love story. And I think it's really about like giving your all to someone in a relationship and those feelings not necessarily being reciprocated. And this is what it says: when love asks too much of us, how do we find the strength to put ourselves first? With unflinching honesty and heart, this relatable debut from a fresh new voice explores grief and mental health while capturing the timeless nature of what it's like to be young and in love with your friends, your city, and with a person who will not love you back. So it sounds really just kind of like romance, but more like, so there's like 2 romances I think that the hints are referencing, but they're very different type of romances, right? Like this one seems like a more like sad literary fiction romance, and the other one seems just like upbeat, happy, fun, romantic comedy romance. Like rom-com romance that is called romantic comedy, you know what I mean? So there could be 2 romances, but again, just like completely different type of romances. And now we're going to get into just my general predictions. Actually, the first 2 books we're going to talk about are books that I honestly would have never put on this prediction list, but people in the Book of the Month Facebook group are kind of predicting these to come out in the April selection, so I'm just going to mention them here. So the first one is Camp Zero by Michelle Min Sterling. So this one is a sci-fi, and it says, an electrifying page turner where nothing is as it seems, Camp Zero cleverly explores how the intersection of gender, class, and migration will impact who and what will survive in a warming world. So basically, I think it is about Americans kind of dealing with climate change, and then again, like how gender, race, class, and all those different like factors will affect obviously, like, who's surviving? I'm just repeating a line. Like, who survives and who won't. And yeah, so there's this one. It's a dystopian sci-fi novel that is based around climate change. And the next one is The House is on Fire by Rachel Beanland. And this one says, based on the true story of Richmond's theater fire, The House is on Fire offers proof that sometimes in the midst of great tragedy, we are offered our most precious and fleeting chances at redemption. And this one takes place in Richmond, Virginia in 1811. So yeah, very historical. Okay, it's in the 1800s. So now we're really getting into all the ones that I'm personally am predicting. The first one is Homecoming by Kate Morton. And the reason I think this one could possibly be selection is because she would be a repeat author, and she's also a very popular historical fiction author. So this one is about, it says, an epic novel that spans generations. Homecoming asks what we would do for those we love and how we protect the lies we tell. It explores the power of motherhood, the coercive effects of tightly held secrets, and the healing nature of truth. Above all, it is a beguiling, what, am I 5? Can I not pronounce words? Do I not know how to read? Beguiling. What? How do you say that word? And what does it even mean? I don't even know, okay? Like, I'm a reader. I love books. I have no idea what this word means. I don't know how to pronounce it. No one come for me. No one make fun of me. Maybe, I mean, if you do, it's whatever. But, like, what is this? Beguiling, right? Is that how you say it? I don't know. Someone please correct me in the comments. An immensely satisfying novel from one of the finest writers working today. So that is Kate Morton's Homecoming. This one comes out April 13th. Now on to my fiction prediction. We have If We're Being Honest by Kat Shook, which honestly, this is fiction. I'm obsessed with the cover of this book. Like, look at it. It's so colorful. It just makes my brain happy. And the reason I think this could possibly be a selection is because of kind of like the marketing they're doing for this book. It says, for fans of We Are the Brennans, which was just a Book of the Month selection. And then it says, All Adults Here by Emma Straub. And I know Emma Straub has been a twice selected author on Book of the Month. So like fans of these books that Book of the Month has selected before would like this book. So maybe it could be a Book of the Month selection. And it comes out April 13th. It says, clever and completely original. If We're Being Honest reminds you that while no one can break your heart like your family can, there's really no one better to put you back together. So it just seems like a fun little family drama book, and it has a stunning cover, so this could be a possible pick as well. Next, we're doing mystery thrillers, and I'm putting all these together because it's the only genre that I have like multiple selections for. And the first one is The Only Survivors by Megan Miranda, which honestly, this one says, a mystery about a group of former classmates who reunite to mark the 10th anniversary of a tragic accident, only to have one of the survivors disappear, casting fear and suspicion on the original tragedy. Sounds like a fun, standard mystery thriller. I don't know if Megan Miranda's ever been a selection before, but it seems to me that April is the month for like the well-known mystery thriller authors to be like doing their releases. So that's why I just kind of have a bunch of mystery thrillers here because they're all like popular authors. So we have this one, The Only Survivors by Megan Miranda. The next one we have is The Last Word by Taylor Adams, which I think he's been a Book of the Month author twice before. So will they make him a three-peat, or will they be like, no, you're 2 and done? Oh my god, the synopsis for this book, you guys, is too good. I cannot wait to read this. It says, after posting a negative book review, a woman living in a remote location begins to wonder if the author is a little touchy or very, very dangerous in this pulse-pounding novel of psychological suspense and terror from the critically acclaimed author of No Exit in Hairpin Bridge. So it's literally about an author who's stalking somebody who wrote a bad review on their book. I love that. That sounds like such a fun, like, mystery thriller premise. Okay, yes, I'm reading this one. I really hope this is a selection. And the next mystery thriller is You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. Now, she is a popular mystery thriller author. I know 2 of her books off the top of my head, The Perfect Marriage, and the other one, I forgot what it's called, like One of Us is Dead or something. It's the one with the girl that has like the red hair. I think she has red hair, or maybe she has a red dress. I don't know. There's red somewhere on the cover. And she has like scissors behind her back. I'll pop up the cover here. Well, she is a very popular mystery thriller author. When I say popular, I mean like TikTok popular. Like, you know, that's where I've mainly seen her books promoted. And this is her latest release, so I could definitely see Book of the Month selecting her, because I don't think she's ever been a Book of the Month person before, because I don't think The Perfect Marriage was on Book of the Month. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But in this one, you're basically following this girl named Grace. She goes to an Airbnb and something doesn't seem right. And I love a good Airbnb horror story or mystery thriller story. Love it, love it. Do you guys see that horror movie of like a Barbarian? That's the name of it, Barbarian, where the girl goes to her Airbnb. never again will I book an Airbnb after that one. And now we're just going to give some shout outs to authors that have been on Book of the Month before, who are coming out with new releases in April. I don't know that they would necessarily be Book of the Month selections, but they were previous authors, so if you like their work, these are ones that are just like coming out in April. So first we have The Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. So Rebecca Ross is the author of A River Enchanted, and then A Fire Ending, I believe, was the sequel / conclusion, because it was a duology. And I feel like that book duology like did really well. I feel like I heard nothing but great reviews about it from people who selected it from Book of the Month, and also people outside of Book of the Month that selected it. I just heard nothing but great things about this duology. So yeah, so if you liked that, this is her latest release. It is YA fantasy, which is why I didn't necessarily put it as a prediction, because it's very rare that they pick YA fantasy. They do pick it, but it's more like on the rare side that they do. So yeah, just like potential pick possibly, but just a shout out if you liked her previous work. Also, we have Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. Now this one's coming out April 11th. So like I was thinking like, okay, maybe it won't be an April selection if it came out at the end of April, but it's coming out towards the beginning of April, or in the first half at least of April. So I'm going to be really surprised if this isn't an April selection, because Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez I feel like did so well on Book of the Month. It was a Book of the Year finalist too, and I personally really loved it. So I was really hoping her newest release, Yours Truly, was going to be a selection this month. But based on the 2 in-app hints, if I'm right about romantic comedy and Adeline, they wouldn't put a third romance book in there. So I don't think it's going to be a selection, but I mean, there you go. It is coming out. It's one that I will definitely be reading, because Part of Your World is one of my all-time favorite romances. It was just so amazing. And so yeah, this one's coming out. Maybe not be a pick, but either way, I'll be reading. And the last one I'm going to give a shout out to, I am pretty confident and I can say with certainty it will not be a selection, and that is Happy Place by Emily Henry. And the reason for that is because I think Beach Read and People We Meet on Vacation were both Book of the Month selections. Also, I think A Million Tunes was a Book of the Month selection as well. So she has been on Book of the Month 3 times. So everyone was hoping Book Lovers would be on Book of the Month, and it was not. So if Book Lovers wasn't, I doubt Happy Place will be, but I know Book of the Month fans love Emily Henry, so I figured I'd give a shout out to let you guys know this one is also coming out in April as well. So those are all my predictions and a few shout outs. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't make sure to subscribe down below for book hauls, Book of the Month prediction videos, the occasional vlog, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!